Hello again, Guardians. Welcome back to the channel for another Destiny episode. Now, before we begin, I want to announce the winner of last week's 1,000 Silver giveaway, which goes to Logan Arlano, I believe is how you pronounce it. If I'm pronouncing that wrong, I am very sorry. But please, DM me on Twitter at VPrivilege, and I'll gladly give you $10 through PayPal, PSN, or Xbox Live to redeem for 1,000 Silver. Also, I am going to be giving away 1,000 Silver this week on the channel as well, and all you have to do to enter and win this week is be subscribed to the channel, show your support by liking this video, and leave a comment down below on what weapons you've been enjoying inside of the Crucible with the new patch. Thank you guys so much, and enjoy the video. So Guardians, welcome to Crossroads Crucible map, and today we're going to be playing Crucible and playing the game type Clash. Now in this game, we're going to be going over a loadout on my Warlock that I believe is the new Crucible meta. And by Crucible meta, I mean pretty overpowered, pretty broken, and really awesome to use. So if you all love using the Warlock, I'd recommend you all going and using the stuff that we're going over in this video. I'm going to go over everything in as much detail as possible and explain scenarios of what you're going to use and when you're going to use it. And hopefully by the end of this video, you're going to understand the loadout that I have and why I'm using it and what situations you're going to use it for. So, very first thing, starting off with the base beginning, are the weapons. So we're going to just name off the weapons and then go over those in a bit more detail at the end of the video. So, Tlaloc, the exotic scout rifle for the Warlock. Havoc Pigeon, sidearm. And then for the heavy machine gun, you're going to want to use Silver Dread. Now, for an exotic armor piece, you're going to want to use the Void Fang vestments. Now, let's get into the video and really go over everything in more detail. So at the beginning, your subclass for the Warlock is going to be Voidwalker. Voidwalker, just because you're running the Void Fang vestments, you're going to be running the Axion Dart Grenade, the Axion Bolt, and every time you die and respawn, you'll have your grenade back instantaneously, and you'll just always have your grenade. That's important. Next up is Lifesteal. Now, a lot of you are probably saying, what the fuck, Hunter? Lifesteal? Lifesteal was nerfed. And yes, it was nerfed on accident by Bungie, but it still works. You're going to witness that in this gameplay, that Lifesteal does, in fact, still work. So, and then next up, you're going to want to have your Nova Bomb. The Nova Bomb is going to be Nova Bomb Lance, just because it's accurate, it fires out of your hand a lot faster than any other Nova Bomb, and it's got a little bit more power behind it, so really good to use. Alongside that, you're going to want to run the perk Annihilate. Annihilate allows your Nova Bomb to have a bigger explosion and do a lot more damage. And if you fire this into a room full of Guardians, they're all going to die. It's great to use, and it's just amazing. It's just one of the best supers. And if you have it and you use it, you're going to kill somebody. Next up, after all of that's said and done, your Voidwalker. Any other perks you want to add to them, go for it. But please use the perks that I just announced, because you're going to want to use every single thing that I announced in the stuff we're going to talk about in the future. So, going on into the Void Fang vestments, you're going to use that obviously with the Axion Dart Grenade that you just chose. And the Axion Dart Grenade you're going to get every single time you die. You'll always have your grenade, and you have an additional Seeker on your Axion Dart that's going to track an enemy that it seeks onto. That's going to give you a lot more possibility for damage, and possibly even killing somebody with just your grenade. Then, moving on to the weapons. So, Tlaloc. The exotic scout rifle Tlaloc. Now the cool thing about this thing is it works almost like the Mighty Multi-Tool with just a little bit less fire rate and also a little bit less damage and a little bit less range and stability. But it still fires just kind of like the Mighty Multi-Tool. And with that, you also have the exotic perk. Now the exotic perk for this is outstanding. It allows you to actually get your super. And as long as you have your super ready to use on a Warlock, any subclass, it can be Voidwalker, Stormcaller, or Sunsinger, you actually get this weapon to have better handling, better rate of fire, and stability while the wielder's super is charged. That also means that in this build, you're not going to want to use your super anytime you get it. If you get your super, you're going to want to hold on to it until there's an emergency. That also goes into play with the things I said earlier about the Nova Bomb. You're going to want to use it in situations where you can kill more than one Guardian. If you use your super and you don't kill anybody, well, you just wasted the ability on your Tlaloc for no reason. If you kill one person Say you're about to die to somebody and you use your Nova Bomb out of spite and you try to kill that person that's about to kill you just so you don't die. Don't do that, because you're wasting your Nova Bomb that could initially be used later down the road for a bigger situation. And remember this, while you have your Nova Bomb, your Tlaloc Scout Rifle is going to be operating at its full capacity, and that's what you're going to want. And this thing is absolutely OP when you have your supercharged. It's a great weapon. One, it's super accurate, it's super stable, and you can 3-shot people. Like, you can literally shoot somebody in the head once and I think 2 to the body and they'll die. It's nice. It's really nice to use. Now, after that's all said and done, you still got your secondary and your heavy weapon to go over. So, the Havoc Pigeon. This thing is awesome. Now, the Havoc Pigeon, if you're running up on somebody, you can use the Havoc Pigeon. And just as you just saw in that clip, I ran up on somebody and used the Havoc Pigeon. And this is where the melee comes into play. If you're about to die and you're right on top of somebody using the Havoc Pigeon to damage them, make sure to use your lifesteal. Kill them with your melee. Now, this is where my perks of the Havoc Pigeon come into play. The Havoc Pigeon you want to run is going to have high caliber rounds, is going to have rangefinder, and is going to have Cascade. In play with lifesteal melee from the Voidwalker, it's broken. And I'll give you an example. So you rush up onto a Guardian, and there's another enemy coming up around the corner, and you just see him pop on your radar. Use the Havoc Pigeon really quick to damage the one guy in front of you. Say you're about to die, and all you have to do left is melee the guy in the face. You get lifesteal to proc, and now your Havoc Pigeon is not reloaded. But since your Havoc Pigeon had Cascade, and you killed somebody with your melee, part of the ammunition from the Havoc Pigeon is reloaded or refunded into the magazine, allowing you to keep using your Havoc Pigeon. And then all of a sudden you've got your grenade already there as well. You throw your grenade to kind of distract the second enemy, and then you use your Havoc Pigeon that's fully reloaded again because you meleeed, and you kill that person. That's what happened in this video, and you guys bared witness to that in this video. So it's not me lying. Lifesteal still works, it's just a bit nerfed down. It doesn't revive your shield. So you have to be careful when using lifesteal. If you are about to die and you use lifesteal, you've got to use it to get away from your enemy, not stay in the fight, because your shield isn't going to be there. So you're going to be very weak. So you may have gotten your health back to survive maybe a couple shots, but you're not going to survive everything. So just be careful. And if you use this in hand with the Havoc Pigeon and Cascade, and the high caliber rounds and the rangefinder on the Havoc Pigeon as well, it's very effective. So moving on to the final thing in this is going to be going over your heavy. Now you can use any heavy weapon that you want. You can even decide to opt out the Tlaloc if you really feel like it and use Iron Gallahorn, but I highly recommend not doing that because the Tlaloc is what makes this entire build very, very good. So use a rocket launcher if you prefer rocket launchers that has tracking. Any legendary rocket launcher that has tracking would be beneficial, but I do recommend using the Silver Dread because it's very accurate, it's very stable, and it's really good at killing a lot of enemies. And that's what you want. You want a gun that can kill as many enemies as possible. You have a lot of ammunition with the Silver Dread from the Iron Banner. So if you don't have the Silver Dread yet, or you don't have a good roll, make sure in the next Iron Banner to definitely farm up for one, get one with high stability rolls and a lot of ammunition, and you would be pretty good in the Crucible using it. You actually might prefer that over your rocket launchers. I definitely do. I prefer using heavy machine guns over rocket launchers any day. I even use heavy machine guns in trials still. So yeah, no rocket launchers for me, man. I love Iron Gallahorn, but sorry, I can't pass it up for my Silver Dread from the Iron Banner. Other than that, playing smart with this build is very important. You can't rush everybody. This is really good for short to long range. Medium range isn't as effective because you still want to be able to have your melee, but you do have your grenade just in case you do have to do a medium range encounter. But as you all seen, at the end, I killed a golden gun with a Havoc Pigeon. So this is an amazing Crucible build, and I hope you all enjoy it inside of Crucible. So we're going to go into the end screen and see how many kills we get. But if you all enjoyed this video, drop a like, share it with your friends, and as always, leave a comment down below. But we got a 3.29 KD, 23 kills, and 7 deaths. Really awesome. If you all enjoyed this gameplay once again, drop a like, share it with your friends, and as always, stay violent, be privileged, and we'll see you all in the next episode.